Are Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark friends inside the relationship between WNBA player and pop superstar? Heads turn when famous people from different sectors interact, so it should come as no surprise that music icon Taylor Swift and basketball star Caitlin Clark got attention when they attended the Chiefs' 2025 divisional game together. The pair sat in the same box and watched Swift's boyfriend Travis Kelce take down the Texans. Kansas City advanced to its 7th consecutive AFC championship, but the story of the game was that Clark and Swift were not only in the same box for the game, but sitting side by side. Swift is accustomed to having celebrities in her box at Arrowhead Stadium. She initially attended a game with Mama Kelce, and then began attending all on her own. Swift has shared a suite with Brittany Mahomes, Blake Lively Jason, and Kylie Kelce, and now Clark. The Sporting News takes a closer look at the friendship between Swift and Clark. Are Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark friends? Clark, like many of us, has appreciated Swift and her greatness from afar. Clark was the first to make a move, as it were, as she attended Swift's Eras Tour show in 2023. When Swift attended her first Chiefs game in September 2023, Clark congratulated her on picking a winning team. On Christmas Day in 2023, both Clark and Swift attended a game in Kansas City. They didn't go to this game together, with Clark adding that Swift was a couple suites away from me and is a couple tiers above my level. Clark attended the Eras Tour again in November of 2024. Her attending went viral, not for her post, but for a comment on an Instagram post from The Fever. Indiana was hyping her up, but Clark simply replied, "Busy at Eras Tour, thanks for tag though." After the tour, she revealed that Swift invited her to attend a Chiefs game, and that Swift and Kelce wanted to go to a Fever game. Clark joined the Kelce brothers on an episode of the New Heights podcast in January 2025, and she talked about her experiences at the Eras Tour. It took until January 18, but Clark finally got to a game in Kansas City with Swift. The Chiefs went on to win 23-14 and will face the Bills in the AFC Championship. Swift is all but assured to be there, and Clark, who is still in her off-season, could attend also. Caitlin Clark has already lost as many games in WNBA as she did in final season at Iowa. Caitlin Clark's WNBA career is off to a tough start record-wise. She's lost her first 5 WNBA games as the Indiana Fever have struggled out of the gate. Clark's 5 losses this season already match the amount that she had during her final season in Iowa earlier this year. That Iowa team was one of the best teams in the country and got to the national championship game before losing to South Carolina. This Fever team isn't like that Hawkeyes team and looks to be on their way to another high draft pick if they can't turn this around. They lost their first 3 games in blowout fashion, but have lost their last 2 by a combined 6 points. Both games against the Connecticut Sun and Seattle Storm came down to the final couple of possessions, but the Fever weren't able to notch wins. Even though the Fever have lost their first 5 games, Clark is still averaging 17.8 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.6 rebounds per game. The Fever's next chance for a win will come on Friday against the Los Angeles Sparks, who are 1-2. Tip-off will be at 10 p.m. ET.